Okay, today we are going to learn about user scenarios, and this is like another UX exercise that we'll be doing after completing empathy mapping. Okay, so we'll learn about what exactly our user scenario, and after learning this, we'll have some theoretical knowledge about this, and then we'll be doing the exercise, like entire exercise, so that you'll have a complete idea of how to conduct this exercise and get insights from it. Okay.
Oh,
So before getting into understanding what user scenarios are, let's just understand the word scenarios. So, okay, again, this is a very normal English word that we use, like scenes or scenarios and all. So, can you tell me, like, what do you understand by scenario?
scenarios means like certain examples will be there. Like in an organization, they will be informing for an example based like this is the certain scenario which has happened before. So we should not to repeat it as an example basis, a story kind of thing. Any
Okay.
error.
Yes. Yes, right. It's a story kind of thing. That's absolutely right.
Yes,
So, to understand what scene is like, or to what understand what scenario is, let's take a very normal example of movies. Okay, we see movie, we watch movies. Now, let's say I think there is a famous Bollywood movie. Let's say Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. Everyone has seen that movie, correct? So when we talk about this movie, there are different scenes. Like in all the movies, there are different scenes going on, obviously. But in this particular movie, we have scene of friends and their good trip, Manali trip and all, and then after that the wedding scene and all. So there are so many different scenes, right? So if
yes,
we talk about a scenario, we are not going to talk about the whole movie over here, right? We will be talking about one example or one experience out of that entire movie. So let's say my experience about the movie is I love the I love the scene where they all friends gather together and go to Manali for hiking and trekking and all that stuff when they have so much fun in Manali. So that is my favorite scene. Okay. So when I talk about scene, I talk about one part of the experience, one part of the story. Correct. I do
yes,
not talk about the entire story. So just like carrying on with that example, we will be also taking one part of the story in the scenarios. Okay. And when we talk about user scenario is like we have to talk about user's experience. All right. So what for this, like I'll give you an example. Let's say we are building an e-commerce website. You have skincare products. Okay. The website includes skincare products, all the lotions they have, the face wash they have, let's say they have serums and all. Okay, तो ये सब products है e-commerce के website पे. So now when you have to talk about user scenario, so let's take an example of a user who wants to buy serums from the website. So there can be so many different users. अभी किसी यूजर को let's say फेस वॉश चाहिए, दूसरे यूजर को मे बी let's say शैम्पू चाहिए, तीसरे यूजर को सीरम चाहिए. सो ऐसे कितने सारे एक्सपीरियंसेस हो सकते हैं, ऐसे कितने सारे यूजर्स है, इनके अलग अलग एक्सपीरियंसेस होंगे. तो उसमें से भी अपने को कोई भी एक यूजर का एग्जाम्पल लेना है, एक यूजर का अपने को सिनेरियो पकड़ के चलना है. दैट इज व्हाट इट मीन्स यूजर सिनेरियो. ओके. सो टिपिकली आपने जो एक परसोना बनाया था, वी हैव डन द यूजर परसोना एक्सरसाइज, राइट? सो वी नो दैट वी हैव द परसोना. यू कैन टेक द सेम परसोना टू क्रिएट अ यूजर सिनेरियो, राइट? अभी यहाँ पे यूजर्स है. सो एक यूजर तो लगेगा. आप कोई नया यूजर उठा के लेके आइए, चलेगा. इफ यू आर टेकिंग persona, you can just it will be more easier for you to have a user scenario in पर्सोना, अगर पर्सोना आप लेते हो तो यूजर्स के वांट्स एंड नीड्स, एक्सपेक्टेशंस, प्रॉब्लम्स, गोल्स, ये सब वहाँ पे लिखा है. वी हैव रिटन ऑल द other things over there in the persona. So of course we can just describe that particular user persona. Now, we are going to do this user scenario exercise because of some parameters. First thing is, they allow us to understand what users want and how they feel. Abhi, when you do the persona exercise, you already know what users want and what user feel. User feel तो आप empathy mapping से उठा सकते हो. You know how the user feels, right? We have written all the emotional state over there. And users wants जो है वो आपको persona से मिलेंगे, correct? And if you might remember, we are taking the same persona for the empathy mapping also. So when we did user persona exercises, we created a fictional character and we use the same fictional character for empathy mapping. So you can like make use of those two exercises and come and do user scenarios over here, right? सो वांट एंड फील आपको पता है, सब पता है. सो अभी इट जस्ट अभी यहाँ से जो होता है ना, यहाँ से रिपीटेड इंफॉर्मेशन चालू होती है. फॉर यूजर सिनेरियोज वी हैव सम रिपीटेड इंफॉर्मेशन, एज इन ये सिनेरियो से आपको वांट एंड फील समझेगा, विच वी ऑलरेडी नो द इंफॉर्मेशन, बट एक अगेन यू गेट क्लैरिफिकेशन ऑन दैट. ओके. Then second parameter of creating user scenario is it clarifies what the true objective of users are. मतलब exactly users को चाहिए क्या. आप सिनेरियोज बना सकते हो फॉर योर बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. आप ये सिनेरियोज बनाओ कि वहाँ पे 6 टाइप ऑफ यूजर्स है. एक को शैम्पू चाहिए, एक को फेस वॉश चाहिए, एक को सीरम्स चाहिए, और एक को let's say there is something else, some other item. Okay, so आप इतने सारे scenarios लिख सकते हो and after that you can take one scenario out of it. And उसके बाद आपके users के objective clear रखना, मतलब what exactly is the particular information a user is trying to find. If a user wants to buy a serum, देन सीरम में भी बहुत सारे अलग अलग टाइप आते हैं. लेट्स नॉट टेक सीरम एग्जांपल, लेट्स टेक अ शैम्पू एग्जांपल, राइट? तो इफ यूजर इज कमिंग टू योर ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट टू बाय अ शैम्पू, तो आपको ये समझना होगा कि यूजर को शैम्पू के कौन से स्पेसिफिकेशन चाहिए. उसको केमिकल फ्री शैम्पू चाहिए क्या? ओके. उनको वीगन प्रोडक्ट्स चाहिए क्या? ओके. उनको यू नो कुछ हेयर फॉल रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम है या फिर कुछ भी हेयर रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम है, उसको केटर करके डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट के सजेशंस के थ्रू कुछ ऐसा स्पेसिफिक शैम्पू है वो चाहिए क्या, इंग्रेडिएंट्स के हिसाब से. तो आपको ये सब ऑब्जेक्टिव्स लिखने होते हैं कि एग्जैक्टली यूजर्स यूजर्स के वांट्स क्या है, तो उनका मोटो क्लैरिफाई होता है, राइट? तो आप जब एप्लीकेशन बनाते हो या वेबसाइट बनाते हो, तब आप ये ऑब्जेक्टिव्स दिमाग में रख के बनाते हो कि आप जब भी प्रोडक्ट्स का पेज बनाओगे तो भाई बहुत डिटेल में इंफॉर्मेशन डालना है, लोगों से सब क्लैरिफाई करना है, वीगन प्रोडक्ट्स कौन से है, केमिकल फ्री प्रोडक्ट्स कौन से, ऑल द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, राइट? तो यूजर सिनेरियो आप जब करते हो दिस एक्सरसाइज, इट विल हेल्प यू टू क्लैरिफाई द यूजर्स ऑब्जेक्टिव. Next thing that is going to help us in concise and focus on one part of experience. Now, why one part of experience? As I said, there is a whole movie going on in front of you, ठीक है? और उसमें से आपको हर एक यूजर का सिनेरियो नहीं बना सकते, उतना टाइम नहीं है और उतना अपन नहीं भी करते. तो what we do is we just take one experience, one user, her or his one experience, and then we create a very much in detailed understanding about what that particular user want and need. तो that's why this is saying कि अपने अपन फोकस कर पाते हैं वन पार्ट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस को लेके. देन अभी यहाँ पे लास्ट पॉइंट इज दे फॉस्टर एम्पैथी विथ यूजर्स. नाउ व्हेन वी केयर सो मच कि मतलब व्हेन वी डू यूजर सिनेरियो, what we do is we create the steps of how the user will purchase that particular product. अगर आपको शैम्पू लेना है तो how will you purchase that shampoo from an e-commerce website? What steps will you do? Where will you start and how will you end? All that steps are calculated, right? And everything is written in details, right? So that is why when we care and every particular step is evaluated. Now we will do the exercise so you will understand how to evaluate each and every step. Okay. बट द ओनली थिंग आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू इज अगर अपन इतना सब कुछ कर रहे हैं यूजर्स के लिए सो दैट मीन्स ऑब्वियसली वी आर नॉट शोइंग एनी सिंपथी टुवर्ड्स यूजर्स we are showing a complete empathy towards users, right? Because we are caring for them so much that we want to give a good solution to them and we want to solve all their problems, right? And that is why when we do user scenario we empathize towards the users. Okay. सो यूजर सिनेरियो में कुछ इस तरीके से आप इट विल हेल्प यू टू गेन ऑल दिस पॉइंट्स टिल हियर इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस यू कैन आस्क यहाँ तक अगर कुछ समझा नहीं आया इफ यू
सिर्फ इतना ये है कि लाइक जो भी
यस
प्रोडक्ट
हाँ
whatever we create like in the product page we need to mention all the details in a proper manner like what are the specifications and varieties available we have to mention it in a proper way I mean design it in a proper way.
यस यस एब्सोल्युटली ओके सो देन
और फाइंड आउट भी करना है कि क्या क्या हो सकता है और भी कुछ वो फाइंड आउट करना है.
यस एब्सोल्युटली उसका एक फॉर्मेट होता है टू डू अ यूजर सिनेरियो वी हैव अ फॉर्मेट सो आई विल बी टेलिंग यू दैट फॉर्मेट so don't
ओके.
worry about that. Yeah, how to find out all those things.
ओके.
Okay, so now what we'll be doing is yeah, we'll be understanding what the benefits of this user scenarios are. So when you'll do this exercise, what will you gain? What kind of information? Yeah, what kind of insights will you have after completing this? So first of all, it will provide us with the information about the user's needs and wishes. Okay, तो needs and wishes मतलब अगेन यूजर्स नीड अभी पर्सोना से तो आपको पता है कि ये पर्टिकुलर इंफॉर्मेशन की यूजर की नीड क्या है तो वो आपको पता है ठीक है नेक्स्ट थिंग इज give us the correct context of use. So what happens is, when we do a stepwise exercise, तो यहाँ से ना आप ये समझ लो कि ना थोड़ा यूआई पार्ट चालू होने वाला है ठीक है अभी यूएक्स के जितने भी एक्सरसाइजेस वगैरह है वो काइंड ऑफ थोड़े एंड में आ चुके हैं और जब अपन स्टेप्स की बात करते हैं ना तो अपन यूआई के तरफ अभी ज्यादा 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 जा रहे हैं ठीक है इसके बाद की भी जो एक्सरसाइज होने वाली है ना वो यूआई सेंट्रिक होने वाली है ठीक है इसके बाद एक इम्पॉर्टेंट एक्सरसाइज है जो कि यूजर जर्नी है वो रहेगी उसके बाद में जो भी एक्सरसाइजेस रहेंगी वो पूरे के पूरे यूआई के लेके रहेंगे मतलब इंफॉर्मेशन आर्किटेक्चर अब बनाओगे टास्क फ्लो और यूजर फ्लो अब बनाओगे तो उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में आएगा कि आपका ऐप किस तरीके से बनने वाला है but user scenarios are kind of a start to it, right? So it gives us a correct context of use. That means when you evaluate all the steps of a user कि भाई शैम्पू लेना है तो कौन सा स्टेप वो करेगा एप्लीकेशन किस तरीके से डिजाइन होगा तो ये वाले पर्टिकुलर स्टेप आप यहाँ पे गेस गेम करते हो बिकॉज एट दिस मोमेंट आपके पास तो कोई डिजाइन रेडी नहीं है राइट तो आप एक नॉमिनल फ्लो दिमाग में बनाते हो उसको लेके थोड़ा सा ब्रेनस्टॉर्म करते हो ठीक है कि दिस वुड बी द स्टेप ऑफ अ यूजर एक्स वाई जेड स्टेप्स तो वो इस तरीके से एक प्रोडक्ट परचेस करेगा ठीक है इफ इट्स अ प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट अगर सर्विस बेस्ड प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है तो अगेन सर्विसेज वहां पे मेंशन्ड होंगी ठीक है so that will be happening. So when you will evaluate each and every step, you will understand कि users का correct context of use क्या है मतलब users किस तरीके से वो product purchase करने वाले हैं उसका right way क्या है उसके steps क्या है so that you will understand then इट टेक्स अस आफ्टर रियल स्टेप ऑफ यूजर व्हेन परफॉर्मिंग टास्क। तो रियल स्टेप्स जो होती है वो आपको थोड़ा फॉर कॉम्पिटिटर एनालिसिस पे थोड़ा फोकस करके करना पड़ता है, बिकॉज in competition you know how the application is working, you know how the website is working, so you can take a look at them कि उनके यहाँ पे steps क्या है। ठीक है, अभी फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू हैव अ प्रोडक्ट बेस प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट और आपका ऐसे ही कोई ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट है। ठीक है, तो अगर आपको कुछ परचेस करना है लेट्स से फ्लिपकार्ट से, तो आप कौन से स्टेप्स यूज करोगे, कौन से स्टेप्स फॉलो करोगे। फॉर एग्जाम्पल लाइक आपको एक कपड़े खरीदने हैं अमेजोन से। ठीक है, सो आप अमेजोन का ऐप खोलोगे, होम पेज पे रहोगे, डायरेक्ट सर्च करोगे कि मुझे एक टॉप खरीदना है, लेट्स से कॉटन का शर्ट खरीदना है। then you'll get so many options, you'll scroll through the options, you'll select one option, you'll add it to cart or you'll press on buy now button and then you will make the payment and that's it। so ये steps है। और आपको यहाँ पे ना रियल स्टेप्स ऑफ यूजर जो होते हैं ना वो यूजुअली ऐसे ही रहते हैं। ठीक है, अगर आप ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट बना रहे हो तो आप हर कोई एप्लीकेशन या प्लेटफॉर्म पे चेक कर सकते हो कि किस तरीके से किस स्टेप्स है। यूजुअली एक कॉमन पैटर्न होता है जो आपको ऑब्जर्व करना होता है। कोई भी प्रोडक्ट आपको किसी भी वेबसाइट से परचेस करना है, कोई भी नॉर्मल लेट्स से कोई क्रिएटर भी अगर इंस्टाग्राम पे कोई आइटम से सेल कर रहा है, प्रोडक्ट सेल कर रहा है, उनकी भी वेबसाइट है, तो उनके वेबसाइट पे भी जो फ्लो होता है ना दैट इज अ नॉर्मल फ्लो, एक सिमिलर पैटर्न आपको ऑब्जर्व करने मिलेगा। राइट, तो आप ये ऑब्जर्व करो कि कौन सा पैटर्न है, किस तरीके से हो रहा है, फ्लो कैसा है। so when you understand the flow, that is actually the real steps only, because we are actually you know putting ourselves you can also put yourselves in the shoes of your users, understand कि आपको कुछ परचेस करना है तो आप कैसे परचेस करोगे एंड उस तरीके से आप स्टेप्स लिखते जाओ। ऑलराइट, तो बाद में चल के स्टेप्स चेंज भी हो सकते हैं, दैट इज नॉट एन इश्यू, बट वी हैव टू जस्ट इवैल्यूएट कि अगर ऐसा ऐसा है, ऐसा ऐसा इंटरफेस है, तो क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आ सकती है, क्या आइडियाज अपन दे सकते हैं, ऑल वी आर इवैल्यूएटिंग दैट। so this is like a real step, and then next benefit we'll be getting is it allow us to validate aspect of a design that we could have overlooked। तो अभी क्या होता है ना, when we are into this UX exercises, तो बहुत सारा दिमाग में आता है, लाइक यू गो बैक, लाइक यू गो टू यू नो problem statement, it starts with a problem statement, you do user research, you do persona empathy mapping, you're doing so many exercises, you're also doing competitor analysis and all. So these all are the UX exercises. So we are, when we are into that thing, we just, we do not like, समटाइम्स वी ओवरलुक सम ऑफ द स्टेप्स। ठीक है, तो कभी कभी कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स यूजर्स मेंशन करते हैं इंटरव्यू में या फिर आपके जो भी रिसर्च में है, तो अपन यूएक्स में एक्सरसाइज करने में बहुत ज्यादा घुस जाते हैं कि कभी कभी बहुत डिटेल वे में प्रॉब्लम्स को देखते नहीं है, या फिर एक आधा प्रॉब्लम ना ओवरलुक हो जाता है। So when you'll do this user scenario exercise, when you'll understand the flow of user, you will realize कि you know what, this is something जो इंटरव्यू में एक इंसान ने बोला था कि भाई मुझे ये पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम है, इसका सॉल्यूशन नहीं है। तो when you'll do this kind of steps, you'll understand कि okay, I know this kind of users who are facing these problems and it is really important to give a solution to that। तो जब अपन यूआई की तरफ बढ़ते हैं तो फिर से कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम सामने आती है कि उनका सॉल्यूशन भी अपने को केटर करना होता है, तो वो ओवरलुक ना हो, इसीलिए वी गो विथ यूजर सिनेरियो एक्सरसाइज। ओके,
Okay.
ऑलराइट, देन वी हैव how to write a user scenario। First of all, to personas, create a persona। Now we already have created a persona, तो as I said आपको वही इंफॉर्मेशन का यूज करना है। डेफिनेशन ऑफ टारगेट यूजर्स, तो मतलब इन द रिसर्च ऑल्सो, रिसर्च स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैंने आपको ये बोला था कि आप पहले किन यूजर्स को टारगेट कर रहे हो आपको लिखना होता है। एज ऑफ यूजर इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट व्हेन यू हैव अ टारगेट ऑडियंसेस। तो वो आप लिखो, ठीक है, डिफाइन करो कि कौन से टारगेट ऑडियंसेस है। एंड पर्सोना में इनिशियली वी हैव ऑल द इंफॉर्मेशन। ओके, तो we'll make use of that. Then we'll come to content to be analyzed, like different goals and tasks. तो यहाँ पे जो है different goals and task. Now you know the goals. Again, जब आप persona बनाते हो तो वहाँ पे goals भी लिखते हो। तो goals क्या हो सकता है? जैसे मैंने बोला, अगर किसी को शैम्पू परचेज करना है,
Excuse me,
he,
ma'am.
yes,
Sorry,
yes.
you are talking too much in Hindi. I didn't understand. So can
Okay,
you
okay.
please?
Which, yeah, which part do you want me to repeat?
From this onwards, you will continue as in English mostly. Yeah? I didn't understand Hindi that much. So
Okay, okay, no problem.
okay.
So, yeah, as I was saying, कि when you content to be analyzed. So this particular thing, when you have to prepare a scenario, you have to understand the different goals of user. And again, when we did user persona exercise, we have also written the goals, right? We have a category where, we have written all the points that goal to be achieved by a user, whatever user wants. So again, take, reference from your user persona. Again, write down the goals of users. If you have more goals, if you understand that, okay, you know what, I know that in the research part, I know what goals people wanted to be analyzed. So that particular thing also you can make a note of when you start doing scenario. Like before you start getting into scenarios, you can just make a note of different goals that a user might want to accomplish. Okay. And then this is very important thing when where we write about possibilities and problems. Consider possible path and friction points. Okay. So when we talk about friction points, we talk about the pain points of users. Now tell me, where did we write, or where did we focused on pain points? Tell me, have you written pain points in previous exercises anywhere?
Yeah, pain points in empathy map.
No, not in empathy mapping. Pain points nahi the, not there.
This was the problem.
Yes,
In user person, I think.
yes, exactly. It was in user persona. Absolutely right. So again, when we talk, so friction points are those points like when we talk about frustration points. Okay. When at any step, if a user is getting frustrated, we can show a possible path to a user. So that is why this particular section is very important, where we talk about possibilities and problems. When we have a format of user scenarios, we talk about the possible problems that user might face. And how do you understand about the problems? You check your frustration points or pain points in the persona. Okay, that way you understand how would the possibilities and problems would occur in the exercise. So this whole entire exercise is actually depend on your empathy mapping and mainly like 90% on your user persona exercise. All right. So
Okay.
this was all about theoretical part of user scenario. If you have any doubts in understanding this, you can ask.
No, can you please share this in this, I mean, this particular file in group?
Yes, I will share the file with you,
Okay.
of course. Now let's do the scenario exercise. Now I want you guys to be interactive over here. Okay. Let me just pull out the Okay. So now, let's do this exercise. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a hypothetical example over here, flower application. Okay. So I'm creating a flower app where we'll be doing the analysis of that. And my persona's name is Priya Verma. Okay. This is again a made up name that I have given. Okay. And right now I'm going to, before getting into the user scenario, I'm going to write down a scenario first. Or if it's not a scenario, then it's a goal of a user. Okay. So what would be the scenario or what would be the goal? Like Priya, let Priya wants to buy flowers for her. Okay, I think I just lost connection. I'll share the screen again. Okay, you can hear me and see my screen, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So whenever you start with the scenario, you have to write down the like the goal first or the scenario first. Now what I'll do is I'll make a hypothetical situation over here. Priya is sitting in her office and she suddenly remembers that it's her mom's birthday today. And when she like suddenly remembers, she forgets to buy a gift for her mom. So that's when her colleague comes to her and asks her what is the issue. Priya tells ki, you know what, she forgot about her mom's birthday and now she's worried ki, you know, it won't look good if I don't give any gift to my mom. So her colleague suggests her to be on a flower app, to download the flower app and to purchase a good bouquet from the application and gift it to your mom. Okay, so this is the scenario. Okay, so from Priya's hectic life and all, we have taken one scenario which we are going to evaluate now.
Okay.
Okay, let me just. Now, what we will do is we'll take a some rectangles like this. Inside this, we'll write down questions. Let's change. So before you start with the scenario, you have to understand that there are three parameters that you will have to do in the user scenario exercise. Okay. And what all those things are going to be? Questions, ideas, and comments. So why I have written that this all 3 points is in each and every step that we'll be writing down, we are going to talk about what questions a user might face on that particular step, what ideas you can put for as a designer, as a product designer for that user to make his or her experience better, and then comments. How can you improve the UI? Okay, so that way you can put the comments and evaluate all the steps of a user. So now let's write down, first of all, how to start with the scenario. You have to write down the steps of a user. So what would be the steps? First of all is Priya opens the flower app. This is the first step that Priya is doing. Second step, what she is doing is Priya selects the flower option in the menu. Sorry. Then we have she applies filter to select the flowers or to select a particular flower, right? So maybe she's doing this. Then we have, say, next point is she selects a bouquet of roses and thinks her mom might like it. Okay. And then last option is she checks details info and looks out for delivery option. Okay, now this will be the last step, which is she placed the order. Okay, so this is the steps of Priya. Now, when we write steps, it's important to give a connector. So I'm going to give connectors like this. Arrows, that means कि इसके बाद कौन सी step है, इसके बाद कौन सी step है, we have to provide this. It's really important. Connectors are really important, okay? Now, we are going to evaluate each and every step. Evaluation is all about, this is all about user scenarios. So, now let's not talk about the first step because the first step that we have written is just like she opens the flower app. So, nothing to talk about that. We'll talk about, we'll evaluate detailed steps from second step, which is this one. Now you have to be interactive, okay? अभी यहाँ पे मुझे बताओ कि आप comments क्या दोगे, what questions you will write and what ideas you can put so that we can evaluate this particular step. First thing I can tell is comment is most popular flower on the top. So whatever, like whichever is the seller over there on the user scenario, sorry, you in the flower app, you usually see the best sellers at the top, right? Even if you open Zomato for today and you go to some restaurant, you'll always see best sellers at the top. So why can't we give the same option to her because she is checking out the flower option in the menu? So we'll put some best, like top seller, like this particular sunflowers are the top sellers. So she can just take a look at that. Again, we can show her seasonal flowers on the top. ठीक है? What question shall we get? Will she get? What question will she get and what ideas you can put as per that questions? Tell me.
The flower holds any feeling or not? I mean, flower smell.
Huh?
Flower smell, ma'am. Like the flower, whichever the customer is, I mean, purchasing, it has the smell or not, like a good smell.
Okay. What flowers will have good fragrance? Okay, that can be a question. Then next question would be, will I get fresh flowers on this app. Okay. All right. Any ideas you can put? If a user is getting this kind of question, okay, question उसको आ रहा है कि फ्लावर को अच्छा फ्रेग्रेंस है या नहीं, तो क्या फिर मतलब उसको ऑप्शन में मतलब इसको यूआई कैसे अच्छा कर सकते हैं कि उनका ये क्वेश्चन जो है वो she won't get this kind of questions again. So how can we make the UI better? Ideas. So tell me the ideas.
Yeah, the flowers for her mother's birthday. So she she want that variety of that in birthday ideas like that.
No. I'm asking if she is getting a question like what flowers will have good fragrance, how can you tell her that this particular has a good fragrance?
Okay.
That should be seen in UI.
We can create a, option like
Huh?
fragrance, right or wrong option.
Yes, so we can give a good UX writing, right? जो UX writing होता है वो तो वहाँ पे mention होता है या फिर we can provide a card.
Yes.
So give info about flower fragrances. And when she have this question, will I get fresh flower on the app? तो वहाँ पे how can you give a better UI? तो वहाँ पे we can give her options of long lasting flowers. Okay, great.
Okay.
Now let's evaluate the second step. यहाँ पे
Ma'am, I
she is
have one
applying.
more doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you please create a fresh button like structure again, like how you are copying it? Can you please create one more time a fresh
What?
button like this? मैम अभी आप जो कॉपी पेस्ट कर रहे हैं ना, जो भी आप टाइप कर रहे हैं वो फॉर्मेट को,
हाँ.
वो एक बार फिर से न्यू न्यू सरफेस में क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, लाइक एक स्क्वायर बना के एक क्वेश्चन के जैसा.
हाँ, सो स्क्वायर ले लो, यहाँ से ड्रैग करो स्क्वायर.
ओके.
ठीक है, इसको जैसा चाहिए वैसा करो, हो गया. इसके अंदर लिख सकते, तो अभी इसको ग्रीन कलर कर देते. कमेंट्स लिखना है क्योंकि ठीक है. तो अभी यहाँ पे क्या है, कौन से स्टेप पे है? शी इज ऑन द स्टेप शी अप्लाइज फिल्टर टू सिलेक्ट अ पर्टिकुलर फ्लावर. ओके, फिल्टर मतलब यहाँ पे उसको बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस मिल रहे थे. उसको सनफ्लावर मिल रहा था, उसको मोगरा मिल रहा था, रोजेस मिल रहे थे. शी वॉज गेटिंग जैस्मिन, hibiscus, lot of different flowers, right? Now she doesn't want to see all the flowers. She don't want to see sunflower. She don't want to see hibiscus, for an example. She just wants to see options in roses. So that's why she is applying filter to select a particular flower. Now, particular flower, we don't know what flower. So let's say that she selects roses flower. Okay, she applies filter for roses. So in that also we can give her bestseller, because we have different types of roses. We have different colors of roses, correct?
Yes.
So which
Yes.
is the bestseller? Maybe white roses are bestseller on their platform. Maybe red roses are bestseller on the platform. Maybe a different breed of roses is selling out better. So again, it will be easier for her to give bestseller flowers of in the roses category, right? Okay, so this is comment. What questions she will get, and if you want to give me any comments, I'll have to write down. So I'll write down that also. Tell me. So, and always
The
remember what,
bestseller,
yes.
um, the bestseller would be that rose which not easily available on the market, like local market, offline store.
Okay.
So white or yellow or mixed one. I mean, mixed petals will be there in a rose.
No, I'm not understanding. You can also speak in Hindi, that is fine.
ओके तो मैं क्या बोल कि बेस्ट सेलर जो भी होते हैं वो क्या
हाँ,
है मार्केट में, हमें मार्केट में जो चीज अवेलेबल होते हैं एक प्राइस में, उससे थोड़ा कम डिस्काउंट में देंगे तो वो एक बेनिफिट रहेगा। प्लस जो मार्केट में अवेलेबल नहीं है, रोज फ्लावर की ही एग्जांपल लेंगे, तो जो फ्लावर कलर होता है वो कलर अवेलेबल नहीं है ऑफलाइन लोकल मार्केट में, वो फ्लावर भी अगर यहाँ पे अवेलेबल होता है ऑनलाइन मार्केट में तो वो भी एक बेस्ट सेलर बोला जा सकता है।
okay. So you wanna give like special category of flowers. Special category of flowers. Availability. Okay. What question she'll get? And always remember you're on this particular step. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे वो she is just applying filter, that's it. So what we have to evaluate this particular step, right? So tell me what questions she will get.
First will be the color of the flower, the rose flower, and
Okay.
second will be like fragrance filter. Yes.
Will I get a particular color of roses? Also, a very normal question she'll get is which flower will my mom might like? So this is also a question कि अभी वो she is applying a filter. So it's important कि her mom should like that roses, right? Or that flower. So
Yes.
for that, any ideas you can put UI related ideas?
White flower per piece.
Huh?
White flower में white flower piece होता है ना।
So I'm not getting you.
Price for flowers price also we can
मतलब
add filter.
रेड नहीं तो वाइट, वाइट जो होते हैं वो पीस होते हैं ना मैम, तो उनका मॉम को वो गिफ्ट दे सकते हैं रोज फ्लावर में वो देख रहे हैं।
No, that I know. Okay, but you have to put it in UI. So you explain in that way. White flower is for peace. So what should I do with that information? तो मुझे वो एक्सप्लेन करो कि आप किस वे में ये बात कर रहे हो. Tell me
मतलब
that.
आप, मतलब अभी फिल्टर ऑप्शन में है तो उनका मम्मी को कौन सा फ्लावर पसंद आ सकता है, ये क्वेश्चन था ना मैम।
Right, right, right.
तो हम उनको ऑप्शंस में सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं कि वाइट और विथ वाइट और रेड करके, वो मैं बोलना चाहता था।
Okay, so we can suggest not like white flower is for peace and red is for love. We can suggest her कि best for birthdays. ऐसे बोल सकते हैं. कोई भी एक कैटेगरी ऑफ फ्लावर बेस्ट फॉर बर्थडेज. सनफ्लावर हो या फ्लावर हो जो भी हो. तो दिस पर्टिकुलर वन इज बेस्ट फॉर बर्थडेज. लाइक पीपल बाय इट फॉर बर्थडेज. तो ऐसा ऑप्शन दे सकते हैं. We can also give her an option. We can give her option to mix flowers. So उसको क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा कि if her mom don't like roses, she can mix the roses with sunflower maybe. So we can give her that option. Yes, Divya, you were saying something.
In filters, we can also add price range also. Not like that. Price.
यहाँ पे अगेन बेस्ट सेलर में हु आर द टॉप वेंडर्स जिनसे
Yes.
लोग हमेशा परचेस करते रहते हैं. सो टॉप वेंडर्स we can give that. Okay. Now let's come to this step where she selects bouquet of roses and thinks her mom might like it. So she has selected roses now. What all things we can give? एक तो we will give details of flower, कि how much the flower will cost and all, and कि how long it will last. All that particular information will give. Will she get any question? So she's selecting a bouquet. It is very important, like she'll get a question. How many flowers will come in one bouquet? Right? How many will come?
This also depend upon them, like minimum 10.
Yes, exactly. So quantity and all we can give. So that will come in the ideas part where we can write down. We can give her quantity option.
Mm.
You can
Can select one
first
dozen, two dozen.
reduce for that particular bouquet or flowers. How many members purchasing that bouquet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
She's putting a flower, right? She's ordering roses. So, and it's her mom's birthday. So let's add a personalization stuff.
Mm.
That means she can add personal note. She can write down a note. She can ask that it's her happy birthday. It's for happy birthday. She can have a premium bouquet package for birthday, right? So she can get options key. How do you want the decorations to be and all. And then she can also add some freebies inside that, like stickers or something like that, right?
Photograph. Yeah.
So, yes, photographs. So, personalization is something she can do, right? Anything
Yes.
else is coming to your mind for this particular step? Now, she's in this step, she's selecting the bouquet. She has selected the bouquet. तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा फिर? Okay. यहाँ पे और एक point आ सकता है that if she is adding all this stuff, तो extra charges, how much she'll have to pay for the extra charges. All right, so now we are at this step where she checks detail information and looks out for delivery option. So again, detail information about how much she's paying, how much the taxes there, and all the bill and all she's checking out, right? So over here we can give her some discounts and coupons and offers she
Offer.
can apply. All that stuff we can give to her on this page, correct? Then
Yes.
we can give
Delivery date
yes, details of
details. Yeah.
delivery. Are they delivering the same day? Because she is in her office and she remembers her mom's birthday is today itself. So she wants the delivery till evening, correct? To celebrate.
Yes.
So of course she cannot wait till tomorrow. She wants it today itself. So details of delivery is important, correct?
Mm.
What question? So when we are talking about delivery, she will have this question. He will they deliver on time or not? Right?
Can track the order.
Yes. So for that, we can give order tracking. Idea. What else? What else can you give on this particular page?
Contact, delivery person contact details.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just write down delivery partner contact details. All right. What else? Yes.
That's it.
Sorry, I didn't get.
That's it. I didn't get it more up.
All right. Then we have last option where she places the order. So order placement and all is done. तो यहाँ पे just will comment again tracking status after order completion
Payment
and
of
invoice of payment and all, right? Then we can give her some cashback, again referral code, right? We can give her that. Rewards भी होते हैं, so we can give rewards also. The last step, right? Okay, so you see how the user scenario is done. There is no template for creating user scenario, okay? No template as such. You have to create user scenario like this only. First, write down all the steps of the users. Okay, first things first. You have to write the name of your user. Okay, you know your application. You're gonna write down the goal. The goal was she wanted to buy flowers because of her mom's birthday. Then you have to remember that in every step you have to evaluate these 3 points. Okay. Then comes the important part where you're going to write down the steps that a user will take to purchase that product. Okay. And then this way, evaluate all the steps to understand what problems they might face, what solution we can give, and how can we improve the UI for them. So this is how your user scenario exercise will look. Any doubts? You can also take a screenshot of that key. Like, anyways, you'll have the recordings with you. But yes, you can take a screenshot if you want. All right. Any doubts you have for me? For user scenarios, anything you didn't understand?
No.
Where we should use this user scenario in real time? Yeah.
This is going to be of your assignment, na? So you did understand your assignment, right? You have to create user scenario of your own application. So when you will bring a problem statement, this all are the exercises will be carried out for that. See, do you know how many exercises you have for UX, Divya?
Yeah.
Can you name them?
For UX.
Huh?
UX, yeah. Last class, empathy map.
Empathy map is there. Yes, this is one. Second
User,
one.
user persona.
So, okay. Third one.
Yeah. Before that, that's a problem statement.
Yes. Fourth one. Research,
Yeah, research case.
computer analysis.
Yeah.
So these all are the exercises. So it's not like you're only learning topics. Okay. You have to create these exercises for your own problem statement. So your very first exercise was to bring two problem statements to me. I will decide which one you can go with. Then you'll do exercise of user scenario. The topic is already taught to you. Then you'll do exercise of that, like all these are assignment, okay? I'm just saying exercises because it will reflect in your case study. Otherwise, you cannot make a case study. So your next assignment was competitor analysis. After that, your assignment is user persona. After that, empathy mapping. And today, you're going to have a assignment of user scenario. And all these are to be done of your own problem statement. Okay, I'm not giving you any topic of these assignments. This is of your own topic. You have to evaluate each and everything of your own topic.
Okay.
Okay. So this is your assignment for today. When are you guys sending problem statement? Because like in what we call it, okay. So this is 2 months course, right? Have they given you any schedule of this? I think this is
Mm.
8 weeks course in the last week. Okay, when we are done with the entire syllabus, when we are in the last week, I won't be teaching in the last week. Okay, I'll be just checking your assignments. We will have all the like we will have presentation that you will be doing the presentation. You'll be like telling me what all UX you have done and what all UI you have done in Figma and all, what did you create? Everything will be evaluating at that time. So in the last week, you will be doing the presentation part. Okay. So till then, make sure that you work on something like at least you get Saturday and Sunday. Work on those assignments, share it with me. I'll give feedback to you. You have to share Figma files, right? And you also have some Figma assignment. Okay, so I've asked you to create grids. I've asked you to create a calculator design and Spotify
Calculator.
replica. I have asked you to create some layout grid. After that, components I have asked you to create, right? So all these are the assignments that you have to send me the Figma file, and I'll be telling you what is wrong, what is correct, how to do this, how to do that. Same about the UX. So make sure you work at least on weekends. If you have jobs for the weekdays, that is fine, but at least do something on the weekend. And if you, again, I'm telling you, if you do not find any problem statements, I have some PDFs. I will share those PDFs. You can take problem statement from that. Okay, that can also be done. So let me know how you want to go with, but at least do something because case study is very important.
Yes, ma'am. As you informed, one case study is for the yoga application,
Yes, yes.
and calculator UI needs to be done in Figma.
Share
And
the problem statement of the yoga case study that you're talking about. Otherwise, I cannot proceed, right?
okay,
So you
no,
need
I
to
need,
share.
yes, ma'am. I'm sorry for the intervention. I need
Ye-
few tasks from you, like as you have informed, like calculator needs to be done and UI UX case study needs to be done. These are two assignments. Can you please repeat the assignment so that I can note it down and I can go through that?
I will,
Because I have missed few classes, that's why.
yes, right. I'll make a list of assignments. I'll share it in your group. So that way
Okay.
it will be easier. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
UX
Okay,
assignments and UI, I will note down separately. I'll share it with
okay,
you.
okay. It would be great, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. All right, then I'll end the session. I'll see you guys on Friday for another UI lecture. Okay, we'll be learning about auto layouts. So get ready with that. Okay. Bye-bye.